Well, I just found it interesting how we have laws on gun control, and yet the 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 government itself is the one that's the government themselves are the ones putting these guns out there, and yet making people like you and I, that are pro gun, making it for us more difficult to have it when it is our constitutional right. All this crooked activity that's taking place, that's giving law-abiding gun owners a bad name. You have these gun scandals, drug scandals. Here we are doing war on drugs, and the U.S. feds are shipping drugs into the U.S. I just want people to keep their mind and their eyes open to any potential war or terrorist activities that we may see. Now, the new thing is that they use the word terrorist as if it was a new trend. And before, they used to use the word racist. But since that didn't catch too well, then they decided to use the word terrorist now. To be exact, according to Wikipedia, the definition of a terrorism: acts which are intended to create fear, are perpetuated for religious, political, or ideological goals, and deliberately target or disregard the safety of civilians. So, to create fear for political, disregarding the safety, or also to deliberately target the safety of civilians. And the truth is that, here they're pointing the finger at the Tea Partiers as potential terrorists, but in reality, recently, someone who did a little bit of fear mongering was actually our president. Our president told people that they weren't going to be getting their Social Security checks, and that created a lot of fear in people. And it's all for the sense of political gain. And you also have a lot of other politicians that throw that word terrorist around, very loosely, and that's definitely wrong. Al Gore created the whole global warming hype, and that's create fear. It's very easy to point the finger at other people, but how about pointing the finger at that person in the mirror? And then the other concern I have, other than war, is any potential ability that government has through our military to create, to alter our weather patterns and create potential natural disasters. There's something out there called HARP, HAARP, that is used. It's used for various things, but one of the things it's used for is to manipulate weather patterns and alter natural disasters. I'm not going to get into that because there's plenty of out there. Especially there's a good, interesting video made by our former governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, that he did on HARP, and that was pretty interesting. He has a lot of other good videos. Maybe it's available on YouTube, and I definitely recommend for people to look into that. I want people to have an open mind to things, and we need to start educating ourselves, staying informed. That is the reason why I'm doing these videos. Media is basically controlled by government, and you know, whoever speaks out on it or gets a little bit off their course gets fired or gets suspended. Um, you have Glenn Beck there, for example. He's a little bit out there, but he's one that started getting a little bit off the agenda that they have, the media has in place, and he gets fired, or he doesn't get his contract renewed because he's going a little bit too passionate about his ideas, whether they're his or they're someone else's. But they want people to be more concise with what our government you to believe. I just say that you shouldn't judge people, and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. You should always read the pages in between.